The article that I wrote myself the other day, because I just slightly mentioned that I've been investing money in, but it turned out a huge failure. Metaverse not going to happen in 10 years. But so I, since the day that I realized that I had made a stupid mistake in investing my precious money in stupid things, and I have shifted my interest from metaverse to the AI and the AI infrastructure. Okay, everybody knows that Samsung Electronics and Samsung Electronics, uh, this idiot, is way behind from the frontiers, including NVIDIA, even Blackwell, and Blackwell is one of the NVIDIA's product line. And what is that? AMD. You know what? The AMD and NVIDIA, the CEOs are, they're relatives to each other. But literally saying they are dominating the whole computer chips world. So Samsung traditionally thought as one of the giants in this industry, but now they lost their clothes, they lost their edges. But Hynix seems like they are promising. They're promising because they're strong connection with the NVIDIA, the HBM memories or something. Okay, anyway, let's go. Artificial intelligence infrastructure has become the cornerstone for achieving global dominance in technology. Understand? So, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and robots, and autonomous driving, and shooting rockets to space, and this infrastructure for AI and AI itself. We are now in the domain where so many competitions are happening. Okay, so take a look at our own economy. What are we doing? We're losing competitiveness. Highly, we're concerned about that, and we're losing smart guys, engineers, because they don't want to work for the Korean companies because they think they get paid tiny, miny paychecks compared to those that you can expect from working for the Chinese companies. You work for a Chinese company for about 5 years, you can just stop working at all. I mean, you can stop working, you know, all at once because the money you're gonna make for 5 or 6 months, 6 years will be able to cover the whole expenses until you die. So yeah, anyway, so the we're not crazy about, we're so obsessed with the AI. What about the AI infrastructure? We make it AI chips. What about infrastructure? Including what? Infrastructure actually refers to the whole social system, SOC. Okay, this indirect system for transporting goods from one place to another. Understand? Like we need a highway, high speedway, freeways. We need harbor. We need a dam. We need power stations, power plants, and we also need the nuclear power plants. So all kinds of things that are used to run our economic system, right? But those economic systems don't emerge, right, in our visual recognitions. But we don't know what they are doing. Pretty much they are underlining. but they are actually the backbones for our economy. All right. Without them, we wouldn't be able to compete with the global competitors. Okay. In that sense, Korean companies, including LS Electronics and HD Electronics, because I am very familiar with those things because I investors. So those two companies are highly, promising in that sense. So what do we know about the infrastructure? Over the past few years, the focus has shifted from talent and technological capabilities. That means the technologies to make microchips, the technology to produce and manufacture chips, semiconductors. So we had been focusing only on how we were able to produce and manufacture semiconductors, like um, 4 nons or with 10 non and 12 nons, things like that. Right? Since we found ourselves that we're very lacking the social infrastructures or infrastructure for those AI or AI related industries. So we shifted the talent and technological capability to building robust infrastructure. What is robust? It means strong. Okay, strong infrastructure. That's the key. That is the cornerstone. All right, we are obsessed with these. Companies and governments are now mobilizing. All right, shifting, moving significant resources to address this monumental challenge. Why this monumental challenge? You don't get the competitiveness at this point, you lose a lot. All right. So considering the potential threat you might have because of you don't have enough edges, if you don't have enough power in this competitive world, your future generation will lose so much. Okay. And a notable example of this commitment. What does it mean, commitment? When you said I have this commitment, means I am fully determined to do it, to make it happen. All right, understand? The commitment is the partnership Microsoft G42 and AMGX. Those three companies are the gigantic size of corporates in this industry, and which announced the 30 billion equity funds. Equity means the stocks or other things. Equity funds and plans to raise an additional 100 billion in debt in finance, meaning to support financially what the AI infrastructure. Okay, so much money, 30 plus 100. That means 130 billion dollars. All right, can you even count? You can't. This is exponentially huge amount of money. Okay, and this move underscore means stress or emphasize, underline. So the importance of a collaboration and investments to support the development of AI technology. Despite the scale of these organizations, these plans, these schemes, plots, generally speaking, they're the plans. Okay, the schemes and plots are, they have so much in their planning, how to respond to the needs and supplies of AI infrastructure. Okay, but the major corporations like Microsoft and Nvidia acknowledge they can't undertake, they can't conduct, they can't make it happen. This endeavor might try or effort alone. So they need a strong bond amongst those companies, those corporates that might be super interested in, being part of this significant shift from just making semiconductors to building the whole infrastructure. Do you understand? Just imagine yourself, like put yourself in this situation where you buy a brand new car, but there's no road. You buy a brand new electric vehicle, but there's no recharger around, like in 100 kilometers, both way, south and east and west or whatever. Okay, so you buy a brand new laptop computer, which costs almost 10 million won, super duper, like 20 inches, like an 8K monitor with for the laptop. The problem is you don't have the adapter. You don't even have the electric outlet. So what you got is the battery power. Only left 50%. You have to use it. You have to split every day. I have to use a 5% of this battery power. Okay. So it cannot be imaginable without these sturdy, strong infrastructure for AI. Okay. Don't you think my eyes are glittery? I'm so excited about this. Really, super. So if you have money, I claim you don't. If you had the money, like a more than million won, I would like you to invest the whole 100 million won in this industry. Okay? Seriously, I'm telling you. Okay? So I've been there prior in eras. So I don't want my my students to make the same mistake. No, don't do that. No. And building an infrastructure is a multi-dimensional challenge, right? It's not linear. You cannot just focus on looking what's behind, what's before you. Something you need to take a look at what's behind you, but you need to look at diagonal way, even though what's above your head. It means multi-dimensional. So many different eras, so many different domains, so many different doctrines, many ideas, good and old and new. They're all intermingled. This is integral. You understand? Everything is actually blended into this idea of AI. Software development and robotronics and materials, even human interactions, everything, almost everything. So I was thinking that the AI or robot shit wouldn't be reality when I watch these Terminator. But this is happening. Scary. And I was thinking that, what? You're going to take a space tour? No, it's not going to happen before I die. But it's going to happen. Virgin Galactic and the SpaceX. So it required integrating power. Integrate means unite power, capital, and technology. Okay? The power. I've been talking about this. Power. Power. And capital and technology. Currently, United States leads in technological platforms. Yeah, right. And with several companies at the forefront of innovation. Okay. However, even these giants, these entrepreneurs, like CEOs or the companies that are owned by those CEOs, face limitation in financing and building the necessary infrastructure. That is why we've been talking about they are gonna need $100 billion, not $1 million, $100 billion in debt. So much money. And this situation highlights stresses emphasizes the importance of private sector involvement. Private sector. Hey, private sector. Okay. Do you know this fact that maybe a 10% or more, roughly? I haven't checked the statistics, the real statistics of American citizens, but I think roughly between 10 or 20% of the whole American citizens are not getting covered by the national health care plan, which we have. We have, when you go to, how much do you think you're going to have to pay for pulling a tooth out? Maybe 10,001. Just $10, not $10, like $8. You can consider the currency rate. But when you pull the very same tooth in America as a foreigner, right? You're a legal foreigner. You're a legal foreigner because you have this passport. Sorry, it's going to cost you almost 1.5 million won. 1.5 million won. Can you imagine that? Stupid. So American people, they hate the private sector, running the insurance companies. Then one of the CEOs was shot on the street. He died. The capital market evolution, which is essential for the advancing strategic growth. So they need a financing. They need a building. They need almost every single aspect of this technological world. This is quite problematic. Regulatory adjustments. We have these rules, regulation, restriction. Our government said you can't do this, you can't do this. I cannot do. No, you can't. What about that? You can't. But Americans do, but you can't. We're not American. We are Korean. So what about this, then? Can. What can I do? Shut up. Such as reducing restriction. Can we? No, we can't. Korean government are just saying there are tons of things you can't do. What can I do? We can figure that out. Expeding permitting. You know what is expeding means? Accelerate. This is quite problematic. You know what? American government, city governments or state governments, or the European governments, they are notoriously famous for taking care of the, legal documents or doing the public services. Once you go to a public service center, or a community center, you say, I want to make it happen. It's going to take a week in America or in Europe, but in Korea, 5 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, okay? But now America, they're trying to do differently. So expanding permitting a process and are critical to facilitate private investment. You need to drag this money out of these private companies. Okay? Everything they are concerned about is how much money they're going to make out of this business. The global demand for infrastructure is immense. So but we are struggling with the political stability, okay? Impeachment, things like that. But in America, so many companies, and globally, like Singapore particularly, they said this is the top priority, right? For their current generation and the generation to come. It's a conservative assessment. Okay, what does that mean? When you say this is a conservative assessment, means I'm not just exaggerating. Okay, I'm just telling the reality. Okay, estimate, meaning what? Roughly measure. Okay, need for over 200 gigabytes additional capacity globally, potentially exceeding 300 gigabytes. For context, building a single gigawatt What class AI data center can cost 40 to the $50 billion? And these centers, often referred to as factories, are essential for training and inferring AI models. Okay, that means you need a data center as big as the Nedong, the whole street. So big. Okay, what about to power those facilities? You need so much electricity. I'm telling you, LS. Connectivity is another critical component. X-Ring, Fish Ring, okay? Tesla. What about us? I think we are actually one of those frontiers in terms of connectivity, like internet, like mobile or wireless, okay, like 5Gs. Critical components require massive investment to ensure the seamless global integration through the fiber optic cable. What is a fiber optic cable? What is it? Fiber optic cable. Huh? Fiber optic cables. You need to install all of those fiber optic cables for fast transfer of data. Okay? I used to work for this kind of company. Anyway, so one example of such undertaking is in UAE, a nation of only 10 billion people. To serve the Middle East regions, UAE is constructing a minimum of 5 gigawatt of AI data center capacity. Similar projects are underway, means is under construction worldwide, emphasizing the scale and the collaborative nature of this endeavor. Okay? Middle East, Europe, North America, and even Asia. I don't think Africa is doing something else. All right, high energy costs in regions like Europe have prompted innovative solutions, such as the concept of digital embassies. What is an embassy? Embassy is a official government agency or building for those who want to issue their passport or who are expecting to get the international services from one of their governmental offices in located in the foreign countries, which could house data centers while ensuring sovereign and reducing energy dependency. What does that mean, dependency? You depend on certain things, so you shouldn't do it. Like if you depend on one nation's AI data center, you have to pay so much loyalty. Okay, so you need to sovereign. What is sovereign? It means the autonomy. Autonomy. What is autonomy? Autonomy. Autonomy is the state. It refers to the state that where you don't depend on any other thing. Okay, autonomous. The autonomous driving. So energy is a pivotal factor. Means important. Pivotal means critical or vital factor in development of the AI infrastructure. As demand for energy increases, discussions around the sustainable energy sources have intensified. Okay, meaning intensify means the more and more people are emphasizing the importance of energy sources. How we get them without jeopardizing the environment. That's called sustainable energy sources, like wind power, thermal power, wave powered, solar powered. Okay. And while natural gas remains a primary energy source in the short term, there is a growing interest in the renewable and nuclear energy. This is another sector that you should be investigating. You don't want in. These these energy sources are essential for ensuring the AS infrastructure does not strain local power grid. That means you can't use your computer, your mobile phone. You can't use your electric light even. Why? Because you have to let the AI data center run. To run a data center, you know, without any major issues, can you sacrifice your life? You don't want to sacrifice your life. Understand? So we can't do that. This is a local power grid means those power grids are only for the consumers, the regular citizens. But we're talking about what? Infrastructure for AI. So we should split them. These power grids for the regular uses, regular consumption, and the other is for only or merely for the data, AI databases. Okay, increase in electricity prices for the consumers. Companies involved in these projects often committed to building additional energy capacity to support local communities. And the convergence, what is convergence of the blockchain? What does that mean, convergence? Means when you say something converge means, that means um, comes near to the center to unite it to form a new type of material or substance. The convergence of blockchains and AI technology further complicated the landscape. What does that mean, complicated? The issue that we're talking about isn't that easy because more and more things are involved in this, unison or combination or integrations of the blockchain technology and AI technology. The AI technology cannot be, separated from the idea of blockchain. Blockchain is very key factor to succeeding, you know, the in this AI technologies. So blockchain's ability to provide a secure, obviously, because blockchain is all about what? Government free, right? And what? You cannot fabricate facts. You cannot manipulate data. Once the data is uploaded somewhere, and automatically the data is spread all across the computer, that's what they say. So it's impossible to decode it, impossible to breach, you know? Okay, there's paperless contracts and seamless transaction. The transaction contracts are pretty much the same. Is expected to play a significant role in future financial systems. Tokenizations of bonds, stocks, and assets is anticipated and expected, same as this expression, to democratize finance, allowing a greater transparency. That means what? It's going to be crystal clear for those people who are involved in a transaction. So the amount of the exchange, the amount of the transaction or the amount of the contract is very clear. Nobody can change it later on because I'm telling you, blockchain technology only allows those people who are in interest who have involved in this contract. You cannot change it at all. Anything. Satoshi, please come back. He is genius. We don't even know who this Satoshi guy is. All right, efficiency and transparency. What does the transparency mean? I said that's right. And for example, tokenized voting systems could revolutionize the democratic process, ensuring secure and transparent elections. Yoon Sung Yeol and Donald Trump, both those guys, the presidents or ex-presidents, or okay, these guys are actually bringing up this conspiracies. What does that mean, conspiracy? This is something's going on the way, right? Secretive. So to gain the transparency for the elections, we should apply this blockchain or tokenize the voting system in our society. Despite these advances and challenges remain. Cybersecurity is a persistent concern, constant concern, requiring substantial investments to authenticate a digital identity. What does that mean, authenticated? You have to present the legal proof. Okay, you have to present that this is your own thing. So everything has to be authentic. Authentic means the real or truthful or trustworthy. I guess pretty much all the three words or concepts are involved in this word, and authenticate or authentic, and ensure the integrity of the system. Additionally, the specter of the inflation and geopolitical tensions could impact pace, I mean the speed and scope of the AI infrastructure development. Policymakers must balance restrictions on sensitive technology, like what? Cybersecurity. So that is why you keep hearing Donald Trump administration and Joe Biden administration said what? We don't want to export our semiconductors to China. They said we don't want to export our semiconductors to Mexico either. Why? Because Mexican companies might take this semiconductor that they purchased from American companies to China. This could be the potential threat for their national security. Okay? You know what they say? They claim that the imported robot vacuum cleaner can hack the system in the American household. Can you believe that? The robot and vacuum cleaner has a camera. Yeah, it could be all right. With the need for the international collaborations to meet the global demand, we need to collaborate. But meantime, for the time being, whether you like it, whether you want it or not, the personal information can be, exchanged, or personal information can be breached. Somebody might know your social security number, like blah 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 blah. It's my number, 75 blah blah blah. And then yeah, without your permission, without you knowing, so much money can be, drawn from your bank account. So in conclusion, development of AI infrastructure represent a transformative opportunity for technology, finance, and society. The whole things are going to be overturned once the AI infrastructure and AI growth are, manifest, evident. The collaboration between the government, private sectors, private investors, and technology leaders is essential to realize the potential AI and ensure its benefits are widely distributed. The AI models continue to evolve and improve. The urgency to build and finance the necessary infrastructure will only intensify. It's getting stronger, and more people want their AI infrastructure to be built. And shaping the future of global technology and economic landscape. One, according to the passage, what is the primary shift in the focusing regarding achieving global dominance in technology? The answer is yes, the building robust AI infrastructure. Very obvious. Number two, and the passage mentions the UAE efforts in AI infrastructure. What is the main purpose of their investments according to the text? What is it? Huh? What is it? The answer is B. To serve the US and Middle East regions all AI needs. Where can you find this? The passage mentions the UAE's project is to serve the Middle East region. It's very, very vivid. Where can you find this thing? It's here. One example of the such as the undertaking in the UAE is a nation of the blah blah blah. Okay, so they're constructing a minimum of the 5 gigawatts of AI data centers capacity, and similar projects are underway worldwide. So UAE, we can simply say um, this project is to serve the Middle East region's AI needs. And number 3, according to the passage, what is a significant challenge associated with the increasing demand for infrastructure? And the answer is, I was mentioning this particular problem, and I also said it's high time that we invested money in the power grids. Yeah, the high energy consumption part about AI center and the sustainability. And the servers, the AI system must be under the what? The cooling systems. All right, number 4, passage suggests that regulatory adjustments are needed to facilitate private investments in AI efforts because these AI infrastructure investments or project cannot be achieved, cannot be successful. We need just to stick to what the government's aid, governmental involvement. No, we should combine those efforts by the government, by the private sectors too. What is the one example of such adjustments mentioned in the text? What is it? Yeah, reducing restrictions, expediting, permitting process. That's what government. That's what a government has to do. Number 5, passage uses the word monumental to describe the challenges of building AI infrastructure. In the context, monumental most nearly means, yeah, enormous, means huge in size, in scale. Number 6, in paragraph 6, the word pivotal is used to describe the role of energy. So which do you think of this following is closest in meaning to? Yeah, it's crucial, critical, vital, critical. Okay, what does that mean, fluctuate? Something goes up and down, all right? When you explain this dwindling, sudden changes, that's that thing fluctuates. What fluctuates? Stop saying that. No, it's not actually down, down, down. I wish my stocks would fluctuate. No, only down, down, down. The passage mentions a specter of inflation in this context. A specter most nearly means possible of inflation. So it's a possibility. Okay. And question 8, and based on the passage, it can be inferred. This is pretty tricky one. Why? Because inference is not an easy one. Okay, it can be inferred that the development of AI infrastructure is yes, good choice. See, it has to be the effort combined by the global cooperation and with the by the help of the private sectors. Let's see. And number 9, the passage suggests that the concept of digital embassies is a potential solution to which problem? Digital embassies. Digital embassies. Oh, this is the high energy cost in certain regions for AI infrastructure. Let's go to this is pretty much the last page. I think I put that here. Digital embassies. No, sorry. Okay, here. We talked about a UAE case. We also talked about other similar projects are under construction. So high energy courses in European nations have prompted innovative and solutions such as the concept of digital embassies. It's all about the power provision. All right. Okay. Next. Okay, number 10. What can be inferred about the future of AI infrastructure developments based on the passage? What is it? See, yes. Yes. It will continue to accelerate as AI technology advances. So it's like a go hand in hand. The AI chips development and AI infrastructure development, they have to go hand in hand. They cannot be separated from each other. Okay? It's not like an A or a B. It should be both A and B. Okay?